Time for story time with Uncle Cams. Gather round, my children, gather round. So this morning, I got up early, had my breakfast, made myself a coffee, watched some YouTube videos, made my wife a coffee, sat around, had a chat to her, and then when I was ready to start the day, I went outside to sit in the sun and I started brewing up a Rakdos Midrange deck. There are a couple of different ways that I wanted to try it. I was trying actually a more sacrifice themed deck. I was trying a couple of different versions of mid-range, like a very traditional mid-range, one that's slightly more synergistic, and also like thinking about more sacrifice-heavy deck with Meathook Massacre. Seems pretty cool. I think there's some potential there. And I was kicking around these ideas, spent about 20 minutes sitting in the sun, came up with a few ideas, walked inside, fired up YouTube on my phone to start watching again, and lo and behold, my man Dev over at MTG had uploaded a DeckTech for a Meathook Massacre deck. Actually two. There's a Demir version and a Rakdos version. So, as we so often do, we're just going to take his deck for a spin as a nice little starting point. So we're playing some Rakdos Massacre today. There will be links down in the description if you want to check out Dev's DeckTech, and I really suggest you do. He's a great dude. He's incredibly entertaining, and he puts out some good content. So go check him out. He's great. And let's you and me have a little drinky together. Oh, that just makes everything better. I can feel my win rate improving. I can feel instances of mana flood and mana screw decreasing. And damn if you don't just look more handsome with every sip. Even you ladies, you're handsome lasses. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be playing some Rakdos Midrange. There's a new set out. We're going to play around with some new cards. We're going to jump on the ladder because I haven't done a lot of laddering lately and my rank is way down. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to have a drink of tea and we're going to have a blast. So I'm actually recording this after I've played some games. So what you're going to see today, 2 games. One against a really weird like Boros sort of. It's clearly meant to be a control deck. It's like a control burn deck. I don't know. It was really weird. But it's really going to show off how well this deck can grind against other grindy decks. And then you're going to see a second game against traditional Rakdos Treasure. And that is just really going to showcase how good Meathook Massacre can be. Against other decks interested in sacrificing their creatures. I'm not going to give away too much, but that game is hilarious, so do stay till the end and watch it. But without further ado, let's jump on into the arena, take a look at the deck, and get cracking. So here we have it, guys. This is the list. So we're running some cards that you're probably pretty familiar with, like the package of Shambling Ghast and Deadly Dispute, that we ran in our Rakdos lists last season. Immerstone Predator, still great. iTwitch, still great with Immerstone Predator. This leans a little more heavily into the discard theme with the Fireblade Charger. It's a fun one to sacrifice. Deadly Dispute, Acquisitions Expert. It's a neat little thing. Gets us a bit of value when it comes in. Gets a card out of our opponent's hand and then clogs up the battlefield and gets sacrificed to Predators, to Skullport Merchants, to Deadly Disputes. Dies to Meathook Massacres to get pings in. Skullport Merchant. So a lot of this package is going to be really familiar to you. The 2 things that sort of bear mentioning as our newer cards, Meathook Massacre. So this is the card that the deck is built around. This is a legendary enchantment from Midnight Hunt. X, 2 black. When it enters the battlefield, all creatures get -X until end of turn. When a creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. And whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. The pings you can get off this thing are insane. And you're going to see that in some of these matches. This really adds up quickly in both directions. Now, you kind of wish you did the full drain. Opponent loses 1, you gain 1 each time. Like, you know, I would love for it to be that, but it isn't. And at 2 mana, that would probably be a little overpowered. If you remember, Bastion of Remembrance was 3 mana, and similar effects often are. Other than when they're stapled on creatures, you often get them for 2 mana. but the creatures are a lot easier to deal with than an enchantment, so it might be a little overpowered. And it's also a board wipe, if you need it to be. But a lot of the time, we're happy just playing this for 2 mana and getting the enchantment side down. Those pings add up quickly. The -X is gravy. It's really great when you need it, but you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Now, Burn Down the House was one that caught my eye in pre-release season. So this is a 5 mana red sorcery. 2 modes, you can choose one. Deal 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Or create 3 1/1 red devil creature tokens with when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. And they gain haste until end of turn. Pay attention to that last line of text, because I did not, and you're going to see me mess that up and play this post-combat and miss out on damage. But, yeah, this card caught my eye, just as another decent sweeper option in colours that I like to play. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that my favourite colours are black, red, and blue, probably in that order. So, yeah, playable sweeper. 5 damage is a lot. If you played with Storm's Wrath at all, you've probably realized that 4 damage and 5 damage are worlds apart. I mean, Lovestruck Beast isn't a staple of the format anymore, so there's that. But 5 damage can do a lot of things that 4 damage can't. Like, you know, take down a 5 mana Planeswalker, for example. So it is all sides of the board, so it will kill your own creatures and your own Planeswalkers as well, so keep that in mind. But yeah, this is pretty potent. And the great thing with it is against, for example, a control match where you don't need the sweeper. You have 3 1/1 hasty dudes. You can get in for damage, and when they die, they do more damage, which is, again, really good when you're also pinging off Meathook Massacre. So this card has felt like really strong. Playing against it in a game that I'll put up in another video was a pain in the butt as well. But yeah, I had my eye on this when it was spoiled, and it feels really good so far, and I'm probably going to put it in some more decks. So, yeah, keep an eye on it. So that's the main deck. We've obviously got the new Dual Land for Midnight Hunt. In the sideboard, we've got a single Duress. Haven't used it yet. I don't know how effective 1 Duress is. Bunch of Skyclave Shades, which are still just as difficult to deal with as they've always been. A couple of Lolths, which is cool. We are playing a package of 4 learn cards. We've got 1 Environmental Sciences, 2 Mascot Exhibitions, and a single Necrotic Fumes. It does cut into your sideboard space, but giving up like 4 slots to get value off your Eye Twitch when it dies feels worth it. I mean, it's pretty much 4 sideboard slots that you have access to in every game. I mean, that's pretty decent. It was something I was thinking about, because obviously we've all been playing a lot of best of 1 with Standard 2022, and putting loan cards in there is a bit of a no-brainer. But I was wondering about that trade-off going into best of 3, and I had kind of decided it was probably worth giving up a few slots. So we've just gone with the full 4 slots for the loan board that Dev went with. We haven't made any changes on the deck, which is why I'm sort of breezing through this and only talking about a couple of noteworthy things. There's a couple of Rave Enfeeblements, which confuse me, but I'm sure they're good against like mono white and in some other cases. But yeah, and we've got the single Orcus hanging out in the sideboard for when we really need to grind. But yeah, that's a quick breeze through the deck. As I mentioned before, this is from Dev over at SBMTG. There will be a link to his DeckTech below, so make sure you find that. Make sure you give us a thumbs up while you're down there. And yeah, shuffle up. Let's get into some games. On the play, gotta love that. This text seems larger than usual. Anyway, we're gonna take the play, obviously. This hand seems fairly terrible. 2 cards we can't cast because we have no red mana and they're expensive. 1 thing I can cast. Yeah, that's a mulligan. This hand does seem better. What do I put back? Land, I guess. I mean, I'm not doing anything turn 1, so it makes sense to just play this tapped. And then I can play this turn 2. Like, the swamp seems like the worst one there. So I've got a turn 2 Acquisition Expert into a turn 3 Skullport Merchant. Doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. I think we play this on black. Do they have a response? It looks like they have a play with fire. Is that the card? Improved shock. Shock 2.0. Play with fire. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, because light up the night's the chandelier. Okay, they go face with it. That's fine. If they're going to try and burn us out, Meathook Massacre should do some work. So Boros burn is what I'm expecting based on this early bit of interaction. I wish it would automate the process when there's only one thing being revealed. Like, it's not like I really get to choose anything. Professor? Okay, might just be classic Boros aggro. We'll slap down the merchant and tickle a kitten. I think I'd rather keep the treasure than play the ghast. Similarly, I don't want to just offer this trade right now if I'm going to play a Meathook Massacre, which can kill some things. Oh, okay, I don't know what my opponent's on. Now I don't know what they're on. I could play a burn down the house. I mean, I think I just play this now, right? No point attacking, no toughness now. I do have this next turn if I've got nothing better to do with it, but I'll probably hold on to it for a few turns. Yep. It's probably about time to start sacrificing some stuff to try and draw some more gas. Love to see an Immerstone Predator, for example. Okay, that's a Doom Scar if ever I've seen one. Hang on, guys. One sec. Gotta let the cat out. Oh, did you find your shoelace as well? I'm back. Did you all miss me? So, if that's a Doom Scar, there's no point playing into it by playing the burn down the house. I mean, I do get more pings. I get significantly more pings, but there's still just no point. Chip in for a little bit of damage here. And I mean, if this is Doom Scar, I can just sack stuff. Showdown of the Skulls, that's fine. What other Foretold card could they be playing? Okay, no, definitely Doom Scar if they're playing Mastery as well. So they're playing board wipes. This is some sort of weird Boros ramp control. I think I just sacked the treasure here to draw, rather than give up board presence. Draw a land to replace it. Sure. There is another burn down the house. So I could play it, force them to play a sweeper, but then I just don't get as much value that way, and I'm not under pressure. I mean, this way they could play a cheap creature and build it up a little bit, but that's not the most bothersome thing in the world. And again, if they want to play board wipes, do they have an answer to Meathook Massacre? They're hovering over it. Six mana board wipe, that's so expensive. That's like Blood on the Snow mana, but you don't get anything back. Sure, seize the spoils. Scar, there it is. So we'll just sack everything here. Create a treasure, draw a card. We still get a few pings, which is nice. Can this resolve, please? Thank you. Wonder what my opponent is holding priority on. It'd be the Cathartic Pyre, wouldn't it? Drain down opponent a little bit. Another merchant, please and thank you. And I mean, I still have enough to cast this, but I'm not going to. We're just going to go with Eye Twitch. A man land would be nice here as well. You know, if we already had one, not top decking one. What? He's playing Eye Twitch in best of 3? What is this card? What you got, Derek? Three to my face, and they gain 3 life, and then they're going to sack a permanent and draw 2 cards. Bye. And that's most of their turn. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not thrilled about it, but there's certainly worse things that happen. Alright, your move, Derek. Let's see your next board wipe. There it is. Mascot exhibition. A lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Ah, they got rid of my Meathook Massacre. How rude. I think we just go with exhibition here. Make them have it. They probably do have another board wipe because it looks like they're running 8 between Doomscar and Mastery. There it is. But it also means they're not gaining life right now. But now between this and the charger, they can't afford to board wipe. Sure. Gain yourself a little scrap of life. So actually there's no point playing the charger now. Ooh. Didn't realize they had haste. So if I'd played this better, the previous one, would they be dead now? Because I didn't attack with it. That's so silly. I guess I should have read the card that I'm playing with. Do I want to hold up Deadly Dispute or play out the Fireblade Charger? I think I just Deadly Dispute. They need to gain some life off this Sacred Fire. They just keep going face. I mean, I guess they're trying to play around me sacrificing things, but that wouldn't fizzle that. They would still gain 3 life and they would still be able to draw their cards. Professor, sure. Sciences, gain a bit more life. I'm going to sack one of these, kill off the Professor. really hoping to find another Meathook Massacre somewhere, but I guess it was not to be. What can I get back? I can get back a Skullport Merchant. I can get back 3 creatures. That's not too bad. I think it'll be Charger, Expert, Merchant. We'll get rid of their showdown. So I can sack 2 things and deal 2 more damage to them. That doesn't look like it accomplishes a whole lot though. So let's just play that, so if they have a sweeper, it's still enough damage to kill them as it stands. Yep. A little bit of life gain. Yes, this is just some weird Boros control deck. It's kind of cool. I'm kind of into it. I wonder how they actually win the game though. You know, if we'd found another Meathook Massacre, they would be dead here. Play out a hand. I think we just need to keep as much power on the board as we can. They are going to gain a bit of life here. Create a treasure token. Draw a card. There's the Massacre. Yeah, now we get it. Nice. This is 6 to flashback, so they can't cast that. And now we get a man as well. Now we get these things now that they're mostly useless. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yep, x equals 0. Take another card from you, please. And we've done a pretty good job of grinding with them. Unfortunately, we do seem to be running out of steam a little quicker than they are. So, I mean, they can flash back a ye olde burn spell to gain some life. I'm sure that card they hung onto is a Lorehold command. Called it. Though again, they just want to keep going face with it. That's the 3rd Lorehold command. 1, 2... Yeah, 3rd one. I'm sure they've got to have an answer to this, but I think we need to go for it anyway. Oh, they're just scrying. Oh, they are in a bit of trouble. If only I had a sack outlet, I could have just killed him there. Savage. Absolutely savage. Yep, flashback your thingy. But unless you have something else, it won't be enough. They really want to try and burn me out here. They're just living the burn dream. Yeah, I mean, whatever you're gonna do, you gotta go for it now. Or I can just drain you out. To the face. Bold. That is bold. Okay, no scoop. I was just thinking, should I activate the hive? Because if they have another burn spell, you know what I was thinking. I'm sure you all can figure it out. So, I think I can take out the burn down the house. Probably bring in an Orcus. Probably bring in a Duress. And a couple of Skyclave Shades. I don't actually think I need 4 Meathook Massacres. And I mean, Loth could also be good, couldn't it? I think we don't bring in the Duress. Because they only have burns, so it doesn't look like they have anything that can like one-shot Loth. And you know, it does leave behind some value, even if they do manage to deal with her. So she could be good. Yeah, this hand seems reasonable. We'll lead on a Ghast. Finally see the Predator. That is real nice though, that should be difficult for them to deal with. Professor, no doubt, no doubt. Offer the trade. They want it. I was going to just cast the Eye Twitch, but since we drew this, obviously we'll play that. Plays quite nicely with the Predator as well, because we can sack it and replay it. Okay, gets exiled, that's nice. I would rather wait until I have something on the battlefield to play the Predator. Sciences, sure. Another professor, sure. They take it. Divine Smite, huh? Well, makes my predators a lot worse. 2 mana instant speed exile effects. Another professor, sure. Meathook Massacre would be real nice here. Reduced to memory, sure. Get in for 5. Sure. Get in for 5 again. Play out a shade. Weird, so they're just using this for card advantage. I mean, the only creature we've seen from them is the Professor. Sure. Face of place again. Yep. Gain yourself some life. Why wouldn't you? No, thank you. I do not want you to exile that. Thank you for the offer, though. That was very kind of you. What's the kicker on this? Makes it cost 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can pay the kicker. We can still save it. Yeah, what you got? What you got, Derek? I mean, there's 1,000 things in Derek's deck that will get him out of this situation pretty cleanly, but... Okay, and there is one of them. Cash one of these disputes in. We'll grab a mascot exhibition. Seems like the obvious grab. How much mana do I have here? 3, 6, 7, 8. So I can kick this. Play a charger and still have Deadly Dispute held up. Mm-hmm. Predator's nice. Mm-hmm. Still got a dispute held up this way. Which can start exiling some of their flashback cards. Sorry, the Predator can start exiling some of their flashback cards if it gets to attack. Sure. I mean, they are winning at the moment, but all this deck seems to do is spin its wheels and rely on sweepers. That is a fair bit of damage. Do I cast the exhibition? I think I just go with the charger. Still threatening a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Alright, I mean, you want to start casting those flashback spells, you're going to lose them. They're probably just digging for a sweeper at this point. But I can kill them next turn if they don't have a way to remove something or gain some life. Let's take a little peekaboo into their hand. Take the campus. Clearly the better take there. Take another one of their life gain flashbacks. Their annoying little burn spells. Yeah, they can cast it if they want to. That definitely is an option. Feels good, feels strong. Okay, what you got? I'm assuming at this point that they do not have a sweeper. Surely they would have cast it by now. But I don't want to cast the mascot exhibition. Just in case. It's my best way to reload and rebuild the board. Two to the face. I mean, you don't have enough cards in hand to kill me like this turn. Target the shade, no doubt. Save the shade. Alright, good game. It's a weird deck, Derek. I kinda like it, but it also kinda does nothing. Okay, we're on the draw. Hand is not amazing, but I think we can keep it. We've got an eye twitch, we've got a predator to use it on a little bit later. Calais, sure. mean, do I just slap one down? I think so. So they're on that Rakdos treasure life too. I mean, we're not really a treasure deck. Sure. Gain me a life, draw some cards, make a treasure. You can play a Goldspan Dragon next turn. It's a little bit scary. Okay, but they scoop. Wowzers. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. So they're a treasure deck. Probably want Shades. I probably want Lolth to threaten to block the old Golspans. I mean, Burn Down the House isn't terrible. Kills Goldspans, hits Planeswalkers. I do think I want to keep it. Maybe cut a single Meathook Massacre. Actually, no. I don't think I cut a Meathook Massacre because they want to sacrifice like a lot of stuff, right? It's a difficult decision. It's a little trickier than you would think. I might want an Orcus as well. Just like a single Orcus. And maybe I do cut a single burn. And I guess it's the Expert since we're bringing in the Shades as a 2-drop. Doesn't feel great though. I like getting into my opponent's hands and making them get rid of stuff. But man, how quick was that game on? Just a scoop to Meathook Massacre. Let's see if they do it again. There's my eye twitch. There's my Meathook Massacre. I almost played this. And then I hesitated, because like, it's my only source of red, and then I realized I had this Agadine, and I was a lot happier. So, they could play a Goldspan Dragon next turn. I mean, there's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. Burn Down the House, we'll just have to clean it up if it comes to that. And it looks like it might. Oh no, it's a Lolth. Okay.
Subservience will be rewarded.
It's a Lolth. And I miss a land drop. Savage. Savage. I mean, I could play this. I really just kind of want a Deadly Dispute. I think it's Sciences since I'm like stuck on lands at the moment. Since lands are the issue. Do I burn a treasure to cast this now? Surely I don't. So I can clean up this board next turn now with burn down the house. Should be good.
Come, I'll tell you a secret.
Play a dragon. Go on. No? Play a Kalane? Okay. I really wanted you to play a dragon. I mean, I'm gonna do this. I can clean up with burn down the house later, and still have my predator on the board. That seems good. That seems very good. Hopefully they don't have a predator of their own. Yep.
We will slay our enemies.
Predator's a problem, isn't it? There's a little bit of a problem. What you got there, Fingerdelic? Come on. Pass the turn. Take your turn. But I have a treasure and an untapped land. There's still actions I can take. What if I want to deadly dispute something? What if I want to dragon's fire something? I wanted to cast a gold span, but now I can't because you can block and kill it.
My hatred lives.
Six mana, cool. Tybalt, okay. Tybalt tick down? Yeah, tick down, exile the predator. I mean, I don't want to let him have it. I'm really hoping I draw a land here. I do. Fantastic. Never punished. Oh, I get the treasure anyway, so I can clean everything up with burn down the house now. How wonderful. Is there any point to attacking first? I mean, everything's going to die anyway. It won't stop me from killing Lolth. So yeah, there's no no harm. Definitely no harm. Yeah, they're a bit confused about this. What do I do? How do I block? Why are they attacking me? So aggressive. Goodbye, board. Trigger, 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 trigger.
Do a gift in exchange for loyalty.
I think exhibition's the go there. Feels good. I have got a Lolth of my own next turn. What you got there, Finger?
Envy the strong. Aren't I the generous one?
So I can play Loth and do just about nothing else. I mean, I could follow it up with a Meathook Massacre. Do we think they have another Tybalt? I think this is the line. I think this is the line. Yep. I'll still take your swamp. I don't want you having lots of mana. Yep. Draw a card. Seems reasonable.
Run! But we will catch you.
Discards 2 cards. Okay. Losing the graveyard's a little sad, but you know, what do you do? Ah, that's savage. That's just rude. That is so rude. That is so rude. I had some powerful cards there. I wanted to play them. Start exiling the graveyard. Sure. I get to make some more spiders. I get to gain some more life. So rude, making me discard my hand. Oh, they don't make more spiders though. They want that card. They want that sweet, sweet card. Have they got another Tybalt? I mean, that'd be so sweet if they did. No, it's an Orcus. Okay. They are living on the edge. Living on the edge. Sure.
I will get what I want.
Down to 2. Yeah, you got to do something about that. You have got to do something about that. Sure, make some spiders. Do 1 damage. 23 more health where that came from.
Are you enraptured? Do what I demand.
They've drawn so many more cards than me. It's weird that I'm still in this. And not that far behind them. I mean, they've got a few more lands on board than I have. That's probably the difference right there. Yep, I gain life each time you do that. Please continue.
And I, the generous
They
one.
can't afford to kill my creatures. It's hilarious. That's all their deck does, is kill things and grind, but they can't afford to do it.
Subservience will be a reward.
I mean, what do you have left in your deck that can save you? You need to gain life. And if you top deck like a Gold Span or an Immersturm of your own, I can block and you die.
gift.
Like,
In exchange
you need to
for
gain life.
loyalty.
I guess they could eye twitch into environmental sciences. Gain a tiny bit of life, but that would need to really overwhelm me from that point. Yeah. Good game. Feels good. So once again, guys, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Take another peek. For the 3rd time, I really encourage you to go check out Dev's video and check out his channel because he's a cool dude. Give us a like while you're at it. Leave me a comment if you feel so inclined. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't. And let's have some more drinks together. Anyway, thanks for coming by. I'm sure I'll catch up with you soon. Stay brilliant.